Good morning, producer Neil.
Good morning, Josh.
How are you?
Very well, better than someone I saw on Friday. I thought I should talk to you about this.
Do you know them?
Total strange, very passive-aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't at me, it was just an incident I witnessed that I loved. So I was coming out the train station and two people were having a conversation at the top of the steps. Very annoying. But a guy kind of walked straight up to them and went, "Hey, is this meeting room booked? Or are you just doing it for free?"
Oh, the top of what steps?
So coming out of Piccadilly Circus.
Oh, my word. And what did they say?
Well, they just kind of looked at him like astonished and then went, "Oh, sorry," and moved out of the way.
Wow, what? Do you reckon he does that all the time? That's quite a line, isn't it?
Is that his line?
Did you react?
Well, I was kind of behind him and I just laughed because I thought it was brilliant.
You were on his side?
In a way.
I laughed at someone recently. I was in Liberty. You were in Liberty, the department store just at the top of Carnaby Street.
No, but I am now.
So, I mean, there's a TV programme about it. But I needed to buy a bag, which they didn't have. So I asked if they had this in stock. This woman was walking off and then another customer marched right up to her, said, "Do you have any Liberty silk scarves?" And the shop assistant said, "Oh, no, we're out of them." And the woman said, "But I've told my brother I'm going to get him a Liberty silk scarf. This is totally unacceptable." And the shop assistant, and then she said, "Can I see your manager?" The shop assistant was like, "We haven't got any." So she stormed out, but as she stormed out, she stormed past me. I just laughed in her face. Even though I wasn't laughing, I thought it would wind her up more if she sees me laugh at her, as if she's I hated her. People that are rude in that situation, it's unbelievable. That shop assistant, it's not their fault. It's just false.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We now come to unfinished business, your correspondence referring to previous weeks. Dear Josh, Neil and the XFM family. Michael here from Big Breakfast's Family of the Week email a couple of weeks ago. Michael, the listener who was in Big Breakfast's Family of the Week segment, that even to this day seems like a stretch when it comes to a segment. I don't really understand what the point of them was.
Well, it's connecting you with your audience, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Pre-Twitter.
Yeah, it's bringing people from outside the TV inside the TV.
I don't think that's needed. Here are the answers to the questions you asked. The guests that week included Boyzone, Lawrence Dallaglio, Mickey Rooney, and the big gun that was Emma Forbes. I don't think he should be slamming Forbes in that company. Yeah, I don't know what she was promoting. What did she even do apart from maybe he's right. The low point or highlight was probably taking part in a viewer game for a bath, which was me in a bath filled with foam, and in 60 seconds I had to collect as many coloured soaps from the bottom and place them in the correct coloured pot. Signed picture I got from Peter Schmeichel will forever be my prized possession. Love the show, Michael.
Was that his prize?
Schmeichel's not got to do anything to do with anything, has he?
Maybe that was his prize.
I mean, I'd be livid if I was Dallaglio. And I was there. They went, "You've won a signed picture of Peter Schmeichel," as if you couldn't care less about Dallaglio. Hello to Josh and friends. After you talked about a prehistoric themed restaurant in episode 110, I wanted to share one of my favourite establishments from a trip to Japan last year. A place was called Ninja Akasuka, which was, as you'd expect, ninja themed. We were welcomed into a dark corridor where our reservation was ready, the door burst open and a ninja did a spin jump into the room. On the way to our table, there was a large hole in the floor, the solution to which was for the entire group to pose and say the magic ninja spell of Nin Nin, which caused a drawbridge to appear. I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to doubt this is true, aren't you?
It's a long walk to the table.
Have you Googled this?
I haven't, no.
All the food was ninja themed, such as crunchy curry dippers being shaped like throwing stars. Doing star-shaped sushi, surely. Kind of ninja waitress rolled up her scroll for recipes with a speed I've never seen before while chanting "foo foo 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 foo," and made the dessert menu explode as it was an ultimate ninja secret. I wouldn't go here.
Why not?
Needless thing to be interested in for a start. Halfway through our meal, we were honoured to have the ninja master treat us to a performer of ninjutsu magic. This seemed to very closely resemble a non-ninja magic show, with our group being asked to pick a card from a deck in broken English. Love the show, keep up the good work, and I can't wait to see you in Edinburgh, Vaughan. Well, thank you, Vaughan. We are on in Edinburgh. If ever someone tells me about how Bruce Lee or his son died, it's a long time ago, and it's not interesting.
Sure.
The only time it's interesting when Ross Geller talks about it and calls it karate.
Right. Well, I was going to get us all karate suits to wear for Edinburgh.
Have you ever done karate?
I never did karate.
Did you not?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's why we're friends. If you've got, you can't listen to a podcast while you're doing karate.
Someone might. If you do karate and you listen to...
Well, you couldn't because the wire would cause all kinds of issues, wouldn't it?
You can have it on a stereo. In the dojo.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Stereophonics, 1,000 Trees on XFM. This is Josh Widdicombe and producer Neil.
Good morning.
Good morning, you.
Was that too upbeat?
No, I liked it. I think it's good. I think it's positive. It's easy to be downbeat on a Sunday morning. There's less of the weekend left than there has been. And we're all going to die one day.
Oh,
Two negatives.
don't make a positive.
No, they don't in that situation.
If you're listening in bed, don't bother getting up.
Well, do, because if you don't get up, you'll die quicker because you'll die of starvation. Unless you've got a fridge. Two things we want to talk about today. Last week, we did a Call My Josh on ways I'd made money and businesses I'd had as a child. What was your favourite one? The Eclipse sunglasses.
The Eclipse sunglasses or selling what was the pashmina that what they made out of?
Cash mink.
Cash mink, that was it.
Fake Burberry scarves. £5 each or 3 for 12. Who wants to buy 3 Burberry scarves?
Okay.
It was on the German Christmas market. My boss was German. One night he couldn't find a hotel, so he just slept on the scarves. They were sold without being washed. It was called Ralph, and he had a mullet.
Stereotypes.
Yeah. Stereotype. He once told me off for reading the Daily Mirror rather than refilling the scarf rack.
Well, they sold well then.
Better than the Daily Mirror does, eh, mate? Not at that time. The publishing was in its pomp. That was pre-internet really taking hold. We wanted weird ways you made money or businesses you had as a child. Also, we've not done this before. Have you ever taken fashion inspiration from an unlikely celebrity? I vividly remember wanting a pair of white shoes because Mark Knopfler had one on a Dire Straits Live VHS.
That's legit. That's fair enough.
Do you think maybe more legit to have the white shoes, which isn't even a thing? White shoes, like that's a normal thing. I know it's not for you in your bright yellows. What was going through your head when you bought those shoes?
The shoes I'm wearing now.
Yeah, describe them for the listener.
Well, they're
Huge.
yeah.
How big are your feet? 12?
I've got size 12.
Little tip. Maybe don't go for the brightest colour in the shop to draw attention to your trotters.
They're just Vans slip-on, and they're just bright yellow. I wanted something for the summer.
You have to have factor 25 at all times with them, aren't they? They're unbelievable.
Hey, they've brightened up my world.
Have they?
And the XFM
What did your
office.
missus think of them?
She thought they were great. Daughter liked them.
Yeah, of course your daughter likes them. Child, she likes bright colours. If your daughter had her way, you just like Timmy Mallet, and you do from the ankle down. So, unlikely fashion inspiration from celebrities and weird ways you've made money. Stroke. Businesses you had as a child. Blur ong ong.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
We are talking, Neil, about weird ways you've made money growing up. Jackie Bass. I mean, good name. Strong name. We're off to even if it's a bad text, it's a good start.
Sounds like a kind of Dallas name.
I think it sounds like someone that would be a barmaid at the Rover's Return.
So I'd gone for glamour that side.
Yeah, I'd gone for a different type of glamour. You can't argue that Julie Goodyear isn't glamorous.
Very true.
Would you like to prefer to step out with Julie Goodyear or Joan Collins? I was really upset when my art gallery didn't take off, which basically meaning chalk drawings on pieces of slate propped up in front of my garden wall. They're reasonably priced at £1 each in 1986. Despite the heavy footfall from the local station, sales to this day stand at 0. It's very sad, isn't it? I wonder if Jackie Bass manned the art gallery or whether it was an honesty box. I find bad businesses upsetting, like coffee shops with no one in. And then you look in the cafe and you go, there's no one in there, I'm not going in. It's a vicious circle. Jackie Bass should have had a ringer that would walk from the station and go, oh, they're nice. How much? £1. Bang. You going then?
I've just come off the train from the Tate.
Exactly,
These are amazing.
These are way better. At least they look like something. Damon Hirst stuff makes no sense. It's just a load of dots. Is this an official Bass? I wonder where she got the pieces of slate, just like a local roof.
Well, maybe she's still paying off her parents because they needed.
Well, her overheads, quite literally, are going to be awful on those, aren't they? She doesn't say what pieces the drawings were of, which is a shame, but we'll have to move on. I mean, I don't want to take Jackie Bass's idea. She also says, since still no sales, as if it's still there. Covered in moss.
Weathered.
Yeah, I mean, the chalk's not going to have lasted. What about if you were walking past and you needed a new slate for your roof?
Oh, these are cheap.
Yeah, what a bargain. Would you be rude enough to say, have you got any plain ones? Or clean slate? This is pun central, the Jackie Bass thing. I mean, Jackie Bass is the gift that keeps on giving, isn't she? Okay, I was going to go for another one, but I think quit while you're ahead. Quit while you got a roof above your head. Yeah, I should have quit.
Yep.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Cigarette and alcohol oasis with an intro of 32 seconds. We should draw more attention to that now. Longest intro of the show, except the Maccabees, coming up. Look forward to that. Rhys James, hello.
Hello, Josh.
How long would you want your intro to be on a song?
Not really any more than 4 seconds.
Yeah, get it straight
That's
on in there.
Peak time.
When you're a stand-up comedian, like I am,
yes.
how do you feel in that period between stepping onto the stage and doing your first joke? I quite enjoy that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of... But you're in a different position to me, where I imagine the applause lasts a lot longer when you get to the stage. Whereas most people kind of, they clap going, oh, there's a comedian coming to the stage. And then as soon as I get there and they see me, there's kind of just suspicious.
Do you have, because you look young?
Yeah, people go a bit like, is this real? Is this a prank? And then I have to address it very quickly. Yeah. So there's not actually normally that big a gap.
The technique that I was told, which I've, you walk on with a drink, put your drink on the other side of the stage and come back, it shows you're in control.
Really?
You didn't need to quickly get to the mic. Also, if like me, you tend to run short, that's ideal.
Yeah. The technique I've been told is, Rhys, make sure to be very careful when you're pulling the mic out of the stand, not to get the lead knocked out like you always do.
That's game over.
That's absolutely game over.
Just leave. Today's topics were not mic technique. Weird way you made money as a child.
Right, so...
Yeah, that's how I like to hear it start.
I thought of myself as sort of quite an entrepreneur as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
The main thing I did, which was weird, is I tried to set up a casino in my house.
Yes, amazing.
And
yes,
I charged...
Amazing.
So I was like, everyone come to my house tomorrow after school. I'm having a casino. We'll all play roulette. I don't have access to a roulette table, obviously.
No, so what did you do?
I was just going to make a paper wheel that spun and just put a skittle on it or something.
Yeah.
And I was going to rig it, obviously. And I was like, we'll play poker, we'll play blackjack, all sorts, and you have to pay me £1 entry into my house to do it.
So that's pay entry?
Yeah, to guarantee...
Did you take all the clocks down?
yeah. I just put baseball on a loop, so there's no sense of time at all. No, and then my parents found out that I'd been suggesting this.
Yeah.
And they said, you absolutely cannot charge
You can't run
entry
an illegal casino
into our house, and you can't run an illegal casino. I'm very sorry. So then they were like, your friends can come round and you can play poker, but not for money. So then my friends came round. Having not paid entry, frankly.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And we started playing poker, and I think we got one hand into poker, realised we are 14. We do not know the rules of poker. And also, no one's invested, because we're not gambling anything, and everyone's going to just play football in your garden.
That's exactly. So,
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
we were talking, producer Neil's also here.
Hi.
Weird ways you made money or childhood businesses. Your childhood casino, rivalled by Neil Browning. In secondary school, open brackets, Lipscomb Comprehensive in Plymouth to be exact, close brackets, in the mid to late 80s, myself and my pal Tony Connett developed the first ever coffee shop in our form room.
Wow.
I don't know if he means in his form room, if he's claiming that he came up with the idea.
Yeah, the first ever coffee shop, in our form room.
In our form room, yeah. If I remember correctly, a mug of freshly brewed Nescafe, instant is brewed, would set you back 10p. I don't
markup on that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a high... Let's discuss markups. With biscuits ranging for 1p for a rich tea finger to 2p for a hobnob. I don't think there's any markup at all
There's
there.
no way they're making a profit.
There's no way. No fancy flat whites or mockers in class 3BW, he adds.
How old was he? So class...
Late 80s. I don't know where the hobnobs have rocketed.
So he's at secondary school?
Yeah.
Were there a lot of 15-year-olds into coffee?
Oh, there are now.
Are there?
Oh, mate.
Can you buy
Fashionista
coffee if
15-year-olds
you're...
with beards.
Yeah. Could you buy an espresso in a secondary school?
I see school kids.
No, they couldn't.
On my commute with Starbucks and...
Do you ever do that?
Yeah, you do get young girls now.
No, just everyone.
And boys. It's 2015.
Yeah, it is.
This is why they can't concentrate in school. They're jacked up on caffeine.
Do you think?
But I use
That's quite a big
caffeine
statement.
to concentrate.
Yeah. So what? They might be having a lovely hot chocolate.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you want another one?
Yes.
Rob, I used to carry people's bags in school. This is the lamest thing ever. I used to carry people's bags in school at lunchtime so they could get to the canteen quicker and beat the queues.
Wow.
I had sandwiches, so I had no need to rush. I'd carry bags from class before lunch to form room for their lunch change.
Oh, God. That's the saddest sentence I've ever heard
Isn't
in my
that
life.
awful? I like the fact Rob is trying to style that he's doing it to make money rather than to have friends.
Yeah.
Also for their change. So if they hit exactly £1, then he was doing it for free.
Yeah, you just overspend.
Exactly. We have more of those. We'll work through them as the morning
Oh, I've
rolls
got another
on.
one.
Yeah.
I remember about 10 of me and my friends invested together in a video camera. We tried to create the British Jackass.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know what we were trying to do with it. Like, we'd have had to get a distribution deal and go to production companies
also,
and say...
Dirty Sanchez was the British
Yeah,
backer.
exactly, yeah. But I don't think any of us were allowed to stay up late enough to know Dirty Sanchez existed.
So now you had a competitor.
Yeah, we had to be
So
in
what
bed from the
stunts
casino at 8 p.m. The stunts were essentially things like people attempted to go all the way around on a swing. And stuff like that. But obviously got absolutely no
Is
chance.
it possible
obviously.
to go all the way around on a swing?
I saw a video of it about 2 days ago. Of
Did
someone
you?
Doing it. Yeah.
So how would you do it?
I think you can only really do it as an adult. You have to be big enough to be.
But are you
To weigh
getting
enough to do
nearer,
that.
or are you just going on one big push?
You
Did
just
someone push them, or was it purely leg
No, they
power?
was just all based on them, and then they just swing all the way around, and then because you've done it once, you keep going
What, you just keep
until
swinging
the
it
chain
winds up
then
and
you
you're
get to the
just
top
really
and then
high
you
up?
chop your
No.
neck off. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see that video.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
I mean, this is out of nowhere. This has got nothing to do with anything, but we've received an email, so I feel I should read it out.
Okay. I'll listen.
I'm having a coffee shop crisis. It's not about the...
Yeah, get back to class 3B, mate.
Yeah, no, I need to charge more for my hobbies. For 2 years, I visited the same coffee shop where I'm served by Sarah. She's attractive, and I've always believed her cool, icy demeanour towards me reflected mutual feelings. I don't know if that is a reflection of mutual feelings.
Oh, wow.
However, last week I experienced a real low point in our relationship. 3 months ago, they introduced the name on the cup system. It irks me slightly that after 48 visits, Sarah is still asking my name. This, however, was made much worse for me when, in a queue of 3, she was able to reel off both the names of the person front and behind me without having to ask.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
He's put, I am heartbroken.
yeah. I mean, so you should be.
Yeah, do you think... I mean, unless
God,
she's
that's
doing
bleak.
the game...
Yeah, she
And
might
she's
be.
playing
Yeah,
him.
maybe she's playing him, ironically, hot and cold as a barista.
I feel bad for Dan. I'd give up the chase, really, in that situation.
At the moment, it sounds like he's paying with £20 notes so that she will hold his hand briefly while she gives him his change.
Linger slightly
Never
too
pays
long.
with card. Yeah, always lingering with the change receiving.
I think you should choose a different name and see if she...
Yeah, absolutely.
If she flinches.
Well, if you ever give your real name in that, that's an amazing
Yeah.
opportunity to have a bit of fun.
He should give a name with an I in it or another letter that has a dot above and see if she puts a heart
Absolutely.
above the I.
Yeah, and then you've got to go investigate all the other cups and see if that's a
see if
universal
that's
policy.
A universal policy on punctuation. The thing is, I don't know how you'd go from buying a coffee to asking someone out anyway.
Can I serve you coffee tomorrow morning?
Oh my
Wow.
word! That's
Wow.
Straight in there.
No, sorry, I'm serving coffee to other people.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he should start flirting with another member of staff in the attempt to see whether it makes
Yes,
Sarah...
make her jealous. Also,
Yeah.
is that surely that can't be a Starbucks
it's not a
because they've been doing
Starbucks,
that for
yeah,
ages.
yeah.
So now it's a copycat coffee
Yeah.
shop trying to put the names on the cups.
Also-
I once said a fake name, and whenever I do it, I give a full name because I always find it funny
Yeah.
to say a first name and a surname.
Yeah, yeah.
And my go-to name, if ever I want to say a fake name, is Ryan Wammond. Because there's an old rap battle on the internet in which the rapper just goes, "Your real name's Ryan Wammond," and I've always just found it so funny to say that in a Wammond as a rapper's name is mad. But I said my name was Ryan Wammond in this coffee shop, and someone said, "No, it's not. That's from that rap battle."
Oh no!
Yeah, and that's not you. That wasn't
What,
you.
the server said that?
Yeah.
Oh no!
But then I was like, "But that's funny, right? To say that name," and he was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
yeah."
called on
It was
it.
a nightmare.
Oh. Well, Dan, if I can give you any tip, don't go with Ryan Wammond.
No.
But do try either flirting with someone else or changing your name. If that doesn't work, don't try other things to make her flinch.
Yeah.
That's not the way to attract a girl.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Have you ever made any fashion choices dependent on a celebrity, Rhys James?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Oh, yeah. Good ones, though, or...
Well, I'll do them chronologically.
Okay.
So when I
Jesus.
Chronologically for me, when I was youngest, there was a period in my childhood where I thought Throttle from the Biker Mice from Mars was the best dressed man in England.
I don't know what Throttle looks like.
I looked him up today and thought he dresses so strangely and is a mouse.
Of
so it's
course.
already weird.
Yeah.
An incredibly ripped mouse. He wears sort of leather chaps, but that seem to have jeans underneath. No, I didn't do it, but I desperately wanted to dress like him. But he's got jeans underneath them.
Yeah.
So that is an absolute nightmare in the summer. And then he's wearing nothing but a leather waistcoat.
Oh, wow.
And then sort of a bandana around his neck. It's the campest thing in the world, but he's a very masculine mouse.
Oh, wow, there's a picture from Neil. Yeah, that is a masculine mouse. Big ears as well.
But he looks I think he looks kind of badass.
Yeah.
So it didn't work for me. I also went through quite a long phase of trying to dress like the character Seth Cohen from the programme The OC.
Oh, yeah, well, that's more acceptable, I suppose.
Oh, I suppose when I was younger, so like my mum would sort of take me out to a shopping centre and I wouldn't want to have to go there. So like to make it okay for me, I would dress in a full football kit with shin pads and boots and everything.
The classic.
So footballer in general
Which one, Spurs?
was the celebrity. Yeah, Spurs. So I used to have Rule Fox on my back because that was the only name that I would fit.
Cheap.
And it was cheaper. And a lot of people say we look alike.
Right, a couple of quick celebrity fashion icons.
Yeah, go on.
Simon Renshaw. I once bought a black corduroy jacket because it was identical to one that David Mitchell wears on a date in Peep Show.
Wow.
That's the thing. There's a difference between cool on TV and cool in...
It would have been intentionally uncool on TV,
yeah, exactly.
surely.
Yeah.
If it's Mark Corrigan wearing it...
Yeah, exactly.
Surely that's an intentionally bad jacket.
See, it's very different from the end of the spectrum to Jimmy Daniel, who's just written Lee Sharp, fashion icon.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Which I hope is full football kit as well.
Yeah.
Man United with Sharp on the front and the back.
Yep.
In those days.
Double Sharp in it.
Sharp view cam, which is what you lost for 50
Yeah, exactly.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We're now in our final hour, and that means one thing. Rhys James is still here, of course.
Hello.
Producer Neil's still here, of course.
Hello.
But with 0 victories from 3 outings on Wiki Races, it's Ivo Graham.
But I've learnt so much.
We will come to that.
Yeah.
We will come to that. How are you, Ivo?
I'm very well. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Are you aware of the 2 things we're discussing today?
Yes, I am. Why not?
Earning money. Any weird ways you earned money as a child?
I tell you what I did in my first year of uni to supplement my quite limited comedy earnings.
Yes.
I translated the biography of the President of Kazakhstan from Russian into English.
Oh, yes, of course you did. Who for?
For an embassy.
Wow.
Embassy employed in year 1.
Autobiography?
No, biography, but very sort of old-fashioned, like sort of kind to the President of Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
It was a very... It was
Not
it
once
was,
you'd finished with it.
Well, no, I tried...
Were you tempted to...
I had bit of samples of my translation sent back to me. There was one bit that said less critical, but you're sort of writing it, and you get sort of very swayed by that sort of old propaganda,
So
and
you
you start
actually
going
went
like,
and joined
what a
the
great guy! And I spoke to a friend of mine who knows lots of one of my friends who knows a lot about Kazakh politics. I know that doesn't narrow it down a huge amount.
Back it up. So who was your friend that knows a lot about Kazakh politics?
It was just a friend of mine called Ed from uni who did a sort of special module in it, and I said, "Oh, you'd be interested to learn. I'm supplementing my comedy income by translating the biography of the President of Kazakhstan." And he went, "Oh, the guy that killed all those people? You mean the guy that revolutionised trade?" Yes.
Wow.
But it was quite a fun.
So you've got blood on your hands.
In a way, I don't. You can't blame the translators in cases like this.
Can you not?
I don't think so.
Too late. The other thing is, have you ever taken fashion inspiration from unlikely celebrities? I mean, I don't know if you're aware of celebrities growing up, were you?
What?
Apart from like Neil Shipperley and stuff.
Lovely football ref.
Brian Adams.
Brian, I'm wearing double denim today. And
Are you?
in fact, I'm not wearing double denim because the trousers are not denim.
Okay.
So actually, you've...
You brought it up.
Well, Neil
Brian
brought it-
Adams.
No, you're absolutely... Yeah. I don't know anything about Brian Adams.
Do you not? Well, let's see. How many Brian Adams songs can you know?
He did the Summer of '69, didn't he?
He did.
and there was another one. There's
What, you can only name... Surely...
everything I do I do for you.
You wouldn't have got someone for 69?
Probably not.
God, it's a youth off. It's it's the battle of the mid-puberty challengers.
That's the duet with Mel C.
That's quite good.
Baby When You're Gone.
I don't know that.
Oh, I do know that.
Yeah.
I did a
containing
game
the annoying lyric, "Even food don't taste that good," which still grates with me today.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't... should be a type of food. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
It should be like pizza.
Oh, it's not the
There's
grammar
loads of-
thing. It's the fact that it's too vague on...
Yeah,
because it's loads of horrible
it shouldn't
food.
be even food as opposed to something else.
Oh, I see. All right.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
Frank Turner on XFM on the Josh Widdicombe Show today. We are discussing weird ways you made money, stroke childhood businesses with Ivo Graham
Hello.
and Rhys James.
Hello.
Lovely Vic. Not how I'm describing her or him, but the way I used to tickle my brother's feet for an hour for £1.
Oh God.
Who's paying that out?
That's
Would you-
horrible.
it's awful.
That's a third party paying that.
do you think there's a third party involved watching on?
Yeah.
Now, Ivo, you've got a sister.
Yes. Yeah.
Is she called Lovely Vic Vic?
No, she's not.
She's lovely in some people's eyes.
Oh, come on now, please. It's become a
Do you know
It's
what-
become a Google search suggestion since the show.
Did you know this? Ivo's sister is a catwalk model in Paris.
She did a
I feel I
she did a
should
bit of
know
that.
that. I should have known
And
that.
since we mentioned it on the show, now when you Google Ivo Graham,
It's Ivo Graham sister is the Google search suggestion.
who do you think would be better at the other one's job out of you and your if you and your sister did a job swap?
It would obviously go worse for me.
Do
Obviously.
you think?
Yes, anyone can sort of
If
learn.
your sister had to do an Edinburgh show,
She can just do my material.
which is
probably
so
do her
strong,
walk.
she could.
No, but the walk's much harder, I think. I mean, I don't know a lot about the game, but there's a certain... I mean, put it this way, I did it a couple of times to her and a couple of her model friends as could I be a model? I did the walk, and they didn't react as if, they were looking to draft me in anytime soon.
Sorry, what was this conversation? So you were hanging out with some top models.
I was hanging out with a couple of top
to do a
models.
comedy walk.
You thought you'd charm them by saying, "I could do what you do easily."
Yeah.
No, I was saying, do you reckon I could be, what particular gait do you need? We were in quite a long room, so I thought I could give it a go.
What you were in your dining room?
That's longer than any catwalk.
Her walk to the mic would be very strong.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a walk on.
Whereas that's the bit I hate the most. If anything, if I could sub her in for that bit of my Edinburgh show, I'd be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, but imagine the disappointment when she
Yeah.
then walked off and you came in.
Josh Widdicombe.
Now, the Wiki Races has taken off. We've only done it for 3 weeks and people will not leave us alone about it. Would you like to hear some correspondence?
I'd absolutely love to hear some correspondence.
Basically, the game is going from one Wikipedia page to another in as fewer links as possible. This comes from Leon. Idea for an additional game rule. One should be allowed to click on the random article link on the Wikipedia sidebar at any point if you get into trouble and want to take a risk that it might get you closer to your goal.
God.
Could allow for some storming comebacks if you have luck on your side.
That is a wild card. I like that.
Do you like that? I wonder.
You should
I think
presumably
you
one
should-
per.
Yeah, I think you
round.
should be limited.
Mm.
But it shouldn't even be one per round. It should be like one every 3 rounds, like a kind of like
Yeah.
a referral in cricket.
Oh, I see. That's quite good. Yeah.
Is he going to play his random
One,
article?
you get one a season.
The problem, I don't think you should be able to play it until you're at least 5 moves in as well. If you're going from, say, 2 things very far away, you just open with random article.
Yeah, that's true. And it may, Medicine Ball, which is this week's one, very few jump-off points, whereas a random article will be likely to have more in it. I love that people are already suggesting
Rule changes.
sort of rule changes. Could you use the homepage, maybe? Could you just incorporate the Wikipedia homepage?
I think if you can leave Wikipedia and go back, that should get bonus points.
Right.
Yeah, so you'd leave into an article and then you need to navigate your way back
to
onto
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
So you'd go out into the wilds of the internet.
Yes,
Wow.
and then come back.
End up on the dark web.
No,
Oh,
I absolutely hate that.
if you can leave,
No.
buy something on eBay and return.
Right. No, absolutely not.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
Radiohead on XFM. Wiki Races. Rhys James, if you'd like to oversee this.
I am very excited and nervous for you both.
Ivo, off the back of 2 huge defeats to me, followed by a defeat to Nish Kumar last week. In an attempt, we tried to match him up against someone else to see if that would help his form. It didn't.
No, absolutely not.
So he's back against me. We are going from Neil.
Medicine Ball, or Medicine Balls, to Hampshire, the county.
Rhys, would you like to give a par score?
Well, Medicine Ball brackets S sounds quite difficult. Like there won't be too many links on it. I will give a par.
If I'd known about the random article thing.
No, that's not allowed.
Yeah. I'll give a par 8.
Par 8.
Oh, quite high.
Ivo,
Quite high,
I think
yeah.
the problem's been you've gone second every week.
Am I going to get to go first?
You're going to get to go first. You're going to get to set the target.
All right. Who's let those 3 birds into the studio? I've got a triple birdie. I've got 5. I think.
Whoa! It's a big week for Ivo Graham.
Because it's just a great week. I nearly got.
I think it's an albatross.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Not that great a week then.
This show is my albatross.
So carry on.
I got very tempted to go back to my old Wiki Races friend of Isambard Kingdom, Brunel, because I remembered from reading so much of his page a couple of weeks ago that he was born in Hampshire. So I thought, I know that's one click away if I can get to Brunel. But what a journey that might prove to be. So I resisted the temptation. I thought I'm going to really try and win. So Medicine Ball, as you will know from having done it, and I'm sure the many listeners who've tried.
Not many links.
Not many jump offs.
Oh, can I make an appeal?
Yeah.
Please don't send us your Wiki Races routes
Before the show.
before the show has been broadcast.
No.
It's very. I have to click off it straight away. I'm not a cheat. But we love you playing along. Just send us the number and we'll believe you. We don't need to see the history.
It is. It's very hard, isn't it? Being a known radio personality, the amount of Wikipedia links you get sent on Twitter. I'd say it's worse than being a hate figure or a female comic. It really is. The amount of stuff you get. Stop sending me Wikipedia pages, please. Respect my family.
No, we very much appreciate it. Yeah. We appreciate you taking part. We just want to know the numbers. Yeah.
So Medicine Ball, it was all sort of related to sport or physical stuff, apart from, and I don't know whether you were tempted, Hippocrates.
I was tempted by Hippocrates.
The Greek medicine man.
Yeah.
So I went for him, and his page was huge. There was so much on him, including a link to William Shakespeare.
Oh, and you thought
William
Shakespeare, Great Britain, Isambard Kingdom, Brunel, Hampshire.
I thought William Shakespeare, but there wasn't a link to the 100 Greatest Britons page, which would have got me straight to Brunel or Jordan or whoever. But no, I went William Shakespeare, Warwickshire, Hampshire. So 5.
Very good.
5.
Very good.
Is that 5? Isn't that 4?
William Spate.
Well, it's 4. No, it's 4 jumps. It's 4 steps.
Congratulations, Ivo. Have you got your first win? I went Medicine Ball. Balls.
Balls was a great page. I went on that afterwards, and there's just so much. There's so many points to jump off from there.
Cricket. England. Hampshire.
It's a draw.
It's a draw, so I retain the urn. Wow. Oh, I mean, it was a very exciting week. It was a very high quality week. I mean, that must gall you to get a 4, but still not get your hands on the urn.
May as well go via Brunel.
The urn, which of course contains the ashes of when you burnt Wikipedia. Printed out and burnt Wikipedia on your first defeat.
I mean, the only real loser from that game then is my judging of par.
Exactly.
Yeah, we both
a shocking.
You haven't misjudged par so badly since you got your dad a terrible present for Christmas, have you? Oh, come on!
Good.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, Father's Day was very recently.
Yeah, I
You
know,
get
I
the
really
fruit,
messed
mate.
that up.
You could have made it topical, your speciality, and yet you didn't. I think Hampshire was quite easy though, because once you've got to England,
I think it needs to be a celebrity. And Neil, what are you going to choose?
Well, I was thinking, obviously, Rhys, you mentioned taking style tips from Throttle from Biker Mice for Mars. So
I don't think I have. Have you checked if he's got his own page?
Well, we'll say either Throttle himself or Biker Mice from Mars.
But I will say I'm going to probably go for Biker Mice from Mars because I'm unlikely to link through to Throttle before I get.
I don't know. Throttle disambiguation.
If Throttle does have a page, that's where you have to.
If you get on the Leather Chaps Wikipedia page, then you might be all right. Leather waistcoats.
I don't know what any of these things are.
Leather Chaps is like. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
More or less nearing the end. Shall we take a couple more pieces of interaction, team?
Go on.
This is on the topic of ways you earned money as a child. Sam, my uncle dared me to eat a spoonful of mustard for £1. I threw up on the dog, but got my quid.
Oh, I once ate a Mars bar that covered in ketchup.
Did you?
At school for £10.
For £10?
£10
Wow.
plus,
Oh,
plus a Mars
definitely
bar.
worth the money.
A
Yeah.
motherfucker in ketchup.
Yeah.
You're fine.
It was lovely.
Was it all right?
Tasted absolutely fine, yeah.
Did you...
I spent most of the £10 on a
Did you
Imodium, but it
chew
was,
it all together? Or did you...
I had
did
to
you
dip it
suck...
each time.
All right.
Oh, so you weren't able to just sort of...
They didn't just coat it and then I had to put it in,
Drip it.
dangle it
So you
into
had
my
to dip
mouth.
it each time?
I had to get a good dip each time, yeah.
See, what I'd do in that situation, I'd still take the bite, and then I'd suck off the ketchup within my mouth,
Lovely.
enjoy the ketchup, and then tuck into the Mars bar. Saffron, I had a business idea. Tiny earmuffs, but for your nose, because everyone gets a cold nose.
But still the tip is exposed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it works. I don't know if you could go on, what's it called, Dragon's Den with that.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say it was like a smelling thing.
Yeah.
Like there was a, I'm not going to...
Clothes peg.
No one actually does that, though, do
No.
they?
No.
It's cartoons.
I've tried, but it's so painful.
Yeah, I remember
It's
when there was a...
unbelievably painful.
No
Well-
smell is that bad. Or just do it with your hand as well. I've never been the combination of in a place that smelly, but also so in need of both of my hands. What? And also with a clothes peg to hand. It's just such a specific scenario. You know.
So in that scenario, would you sacrifice one of your hands? Or-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
unless
course.
I was driving, obviously. Which I don't advocate.
If you're driving through a smelly...
Exactly.
Like,
through
you know,
a
you go
bog or through a sewage plant. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I was driving, listen, Josh, I've said this time and time again on this show. If I was driving through a sewage plant, I'd take a peg in my car just in case, so I could keep both hands on the wheel at 10 to 2.
No, you mean a clothes peg. That's not like a euphemism.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't get out to use the toilet. I'd just take a peg in my car. It smells
in
enough
Rome.
as it is.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Stereophonics Sailor V. I know it's open for Bewitched jokes. We've done them before.
Mm.
I mean, it feels like an open goal. Bewitched. You aware of Bewitched, Rhys?
I'm aware of them.
There we go. That's more like it. Bryan Adams, not the reference, is it? But
Yeah, I'm aware of Bewitched. They had a star in their name.
They
had
did.
A sort of an asterisk in their
But
name.
but sadly for them, not in their midst.
Wow. Damning.
That was needless, wasn't it? Well, I'd say just their solo
Bewitched,
careers play that out.
slam dunked.
I just think if you could name one of Bewitched, maybe I'd withdraw the joke.
No, you're right, I can't.
No.
Okay.
But I also I'm not really aware of Bryan Adams, so I'm not the person to ask.
No, fair enough. To come to the end of the show, as a thank you for coming in, plugs of what you would like. Producer Neil.
Come and see this in Edinburgh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
22nd, 25th of August, 10:45 at the Assembly. Any other information?
No, we're actually going to mic the audience this year.
Yeah.
Lesson learned from last year.
Ivo
That
Graham.
could backfire. Revealing that information could backfire. You should have waited until after.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Ivo Graham.
I wish I could mic my audience in Edinburgh, or amplify them, or just ensure that they're there.
Well, this is
here's
how
your
you do it.
chance.
Here's
Oh
your
yeah, here we go.
chance.
Yeah, no, you're right. 6 p.m. at the Pleasance Courtyard in Edinburgh, with previews through London and further afield in July. Listed on Twitter and ivograham.com. My friend described as one of the worst websites on the internet.
It's one for Wiki Races. Have you got a Wikipedia page?
No, I haven't.
Sister?
No, she hasn't.
He's got a sister.
Yeah.
That's what you think. Rhys James.
Yes, please. Also, in addition to those Edinburgh shows, why not come to another slightly worse Edinburgh show?
Oh, I'm sure.
at-
It will be better than ours. I haven't seen Ivo's.
It's at 4:45 p.m. in the Pleasance Courtyard, actually in the same room that Ivo's doing. So you
Book
could
in the
just
slot
sit
before.
in there.
Stay in the
Oh,
room.
you guys are going to see each other for 15 awkward minutes every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
As Rhys is either relieved or angry.
Most
And
likely
Ivo's
furious. I've
nervous.
never.
Well, I'll be nervous, but also I'll be coming straight off the back of doing my comic monologue about someone with Asperger's in this play that I've just agreed to. So
What?
I'm going to be in a strange old mood.
Wow. This is gonna be an amazing one.
What are you doing?
It's a play, also at the Pleasance Attic, at the same time as Rhys. I don't want to.
So how does it work?
I'll come on and do my monologue, and then I'll go and do my other monologue.
Only on selected days, as in another actors doing other days.
There's a rotation of monologues.
different thing. Not.
Yeah, different
Okay,
things.
good.
Like
They didn't go,
levels.
we like you, but
You
not.
don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So I could come and see you and you wouldn't be on.
In fact, that's probably what I'll do.
Obviously, liaise in advance.
Yeah.
You're friends. You know each other.
Yeah. I'll tell people the
Text
wrong
him.
day and my, the
So
poor quality of my
who's doing
acting.
the other monologues? Dame Maggie Smith,
No.
John Hurt.
Yeah, me, Maggie, and John reunited at last. It's a variety of other comedians and actors. I don't know.
There we go.
Interesting.
Rhys James.
I'm not doing any sort of play,
You're welcome to step into mine halfway through.
but I will be saying my show's a play depending on how it goes.
Yes. 4:45.
4:45 Pleasance Courtyard.
Twitter.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you for listening.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.